Hello book nerds, welcome to Bookshelf Bunny. I'm Kim and this is a monthly writing update. Hey guys, so this month I've been working hard on starting my next step in revisions. And my next step in revisions, of course, is to go through my manuscript in detail and pick it apart. So I've been working on doing a big read through with particular attention to character, setting, and plot issues. And as I'm reading through, I am marking what those issues are, and then I'm going to take my next step, which is to break it down further into scene by scene so that I can start addressing those issues. When I do that, I'm going to use index cards. But for now, I'm only about halfway through my read through, and I'm going to be working on some of that today. But I thought I would show you a little bit about my writing setup and what this stage in revision looks like. So I have, you'll see here, coffee. This binder is where my manuscript lives in its printed out form. And as I've read through, I am setting the portions I've read to the side, marking, using my title page as a bookmark to mark what I haven't read, and that's what we're doing. So bit by bit, going through this beauty. This is 250 pages in its current form, and I'm working on this portion today, so I've separated out in my gorgeous to-do folder that looks like a poo, and it makes me happy. I have sectioned off my next portion of reading, and then that way I don't have a whole giant binder on my desk, which as you can see, my desk is not that big, and I've got it covered in stuff because I'm awesome like that. This little side here is where the reading will happen, and so just to save on space, I section it off and put my current portion that I'm working on in this folder and put it over here. And then as I'm going through, I'm marking my plot problems, character problems, setting problems, etc. in a color-coded fashion using some gorgeous colored pens and colored highlighters. Now, because I have problems with neatness, I have erasable pens and I have erasable highlighters. So if I mark something and then later I change my mind, rather than having a really messy marked up manuscript, I can just erase it. Erase my thought and my note or my highlight as needed. So that's what that looks like. This is my lovely space. As you can see, it is kind of small and crowded. Oh yeah, I have bookshelves underneath my desk because that's how I roll. So I'll be working on some more of that today, and I'm hoping by the end of the day, and at the latest by the end of the weekend, this stage in my revision process will be finished, so that next week I can start going through scene by scene and making scene changes on index cards. And the reason I want to do index cards is because then it's more fluid. I can physically rearrange the scenes as needed and physically section off certain parts of scenes. So any scenes that have an issue with setting, I can set those aside, make sure I've made my notes. Any scenes that have particular issues with characters that I want to set up, I can remove all the scenes with that character in it until I've dealt with it piece by piece. That's my plan. I hope that's not too confusing. So that's what I'm up to. That's what it looks like. I'll probably share some of my actual doing of this at my month-end bookish life vlog, so feel free to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, some other fun things about my desk, I will take you with me. Here's a up close and personal look of my desk. So I've got a heater and a fan, depending on how I'm feeling. I have an actual air conditioner in this whole room because this is the room that air circulates from into the rest of my house. Luckily today isn't too hot, so I can turn it off. In fact, today's on the cool side and I live in a basement, so I've got my little space heater going as I drink some coffee and talk in your ear. I got a pile of books here that I reference semi-regularly. And I've got more writing books here and more writing things here. This holds junk. It's a problem, I know. Those are the index cards that I'll be using when I get to them. And my little calendar. I love the Good Advice cupcake. This is more junk, more notes. Lots of colored stickies here that I will likely be utilizing soon. Indeed, indeed. Yeah, Sailor Moon, because I'm obsessed. This is my life. My whiteboard of greatness. Printer. Pile o stuffies. Some inspiration. The very first time I ever got published is right there, which is cool. Very proud of that, even though it was literally a single story in a book of short stories that this publisher no longer exists. Which, if you didn't know, is this guy here, this Tall Tales and Short Stories. I have 2 copies left in the world. Yeah, that's my workspace. So, I am going to get busy. And that's really it for me, book nerds. That's all I've got for you. I would love to hear from you in the comments. What's your writing space look like? Is it semi-organized like mine? Is it a disaster? Or are you way more pristine than I am? I would love to hear from you, my fellow readers who are writers. What does that look like in your worlds? All right, that's all I got for you. Thanks for joining me. And as always, happy reading and writing.